What is happening, lovely people? How are you? Welcome to Yoga with Shannon. I'm Shannon, running late, as you can see, but I'm here. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. Done yoga today, ready and willing to do yoga with you as well. Um, I see that I don't have everything that I should, but I'm gonna let you guys know what to grab and then we can go grab some stuff together, okay? So let's make sure we have the two blocks and a strap. Also make sure you have a blanket and your two bolsters. I'm gonna run and grab my two bolsters and I'll be right back. I'm gonna give you a moment to go grab those things and we'll meet on the mat, okay? Okay, I'm back. Got the bolsters. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just start with a blanket today. Okay, let's fold up the blanket. Have a seat on it. I'm just gonna grab my water. So you want to make sure it's folded high enough so that when you sit, your hips are higher than your knees. Okay? All right. So I'm going to, actually, we're going to sit in Baddha Konasana. So let's grab two blocks. Sitting evenly on your mat or your blanket. Okay? Soles of your feet are together. And you're going to place the blocks underneath your knees. So there are three settings. I want you to choose one. You can set it at the lowest, medium, or highest. It's up to you, however you're feeling today. Okay? All right. Once your legs are situated on the blocks, I want you to start to pay attention to the rest of your body. You can place your hands wherever they feel good. As you can see, mine are going to rest right here on my shin. Okay? I want you to imagine you're pressing your sit bones into the blanket, lifting all four sides of the torso. So imagine your back is straight, and imagine there's a wall behind you, and you're leaning against the wall, just helping you sit up straight, okay? Directly behind you. So there's no slouching, there's no rounding your back, okay? We're not arching it in any way, just straight, okay? I want you to relax your shoulders and make sure your chin is parallel to the mat. All right. The legs, of course, are relaxed. Okay. You can let your eyes softly close. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth to exhale. Let's do that again. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it out. Beautiful. Now I'd like for you to begin your ocean breath. If you're not familiar with your ocean breath, you're breathing in through the nose, pulling the air past the lungs, and you're using your diaphragm, so your belly is enlarging as you're breathing in, right? You're exhaling also from the diaphragm, so the belly's going to flatten, pushing the air back up past the lungs, against the back of your throat. So you're going to make a noise as though you're fogging a mirror, but your lips are closed, so you're exhaling through the nose. Okay. You're going to repeat that breathing throughout practice. Now, the ocean breath is used to help get your breathing going, right? It helps get your circulatory system moving. It helps to warm you up. If you find that you get too heated, you're more than welcome to exhale through the mouth, but always breathe in through the nose. And then start to relax every part of the body. Relax, meaning let go of any tension that you might be holding on to. Do a body scan, head to toe, and bring awareness into your body. Let's go ahead and set an intention for class today. Let's go ahead and place the hands down by our side. We're going to take a deep breath in. I want you to lift the arms up, palms face one another, shoulders relaxed. So right here, lengthen your torso a little bit more. Keep the shoulders down. Go ahead and lean forward. Okay? Hands down, shoulder distance apart. Soften your neck. Just let the head hang. Don't try to hold it up. And if you'd like, you can slowly walk your hands forward and just let the torso soften down towards the mat. Deep breaths, still breathing in through the nose. You should feel a nice stretch happening in the hip area. As it's stretching, it feels like it's opening. Let's go ahead and lift the torso up. You can just walk your hands back. Beautiful. Place your hands actually underneath your knees. Let's go ahead and bring the knees together. You can straighten your legs, and let's move the blocks off to the side. We're going to now bend our knees and we'll stay here. So stretch your blanket out a little bit, unfold it, place it horizontally on your mat. Go ahead and place your knees on the blanket, okay? Just for a little bit of padding. We're going to take our knees to the outer edges of the mat. Have your big toes touch. Okay, all 10 toes spread wide, touching on the mat. Okay, try to get those pinky toes to touch down as well. All right, let's go ahead and extend our hands forward. Again, they're going to be shoulder distance apart. You're pressing your hands down firmly into the mat. And I want you to walk the hands forward and rest your forehead on the mat. So sometimes when we do child's pose, I don't mind if you rest your forearms down. But today, we're not going to do that. So I want you to press the hands into the mat, keep your arms lifted, and rotate your arms in such a way that your triceps are trying to point down and your biceps are trying to point up. And as this rotation is happening in your arms, you should feel an opening that's happening in the upper back shoulder blade area. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. One more breath in. and let it out. On the next breath, we're going to lift up. I'd like you to walk your hands all the way to the right. Continue to walk until you feel a stretch on the left side of the torso. Once you feel it, go ahead and lower down your forearms and your forehead. Take a deep breath of air and feel the air really going into that left side of the body that you're stretching. Imagine the air is there opening that side up, making you more able to stretch, right? Maybe it's deepening the stretch for you. You might even feel the stretch happening on the right side of the torso. All right, let's lift the torso up. And let's walk our hands all the way to the left. We're going to do the same thing. Once you feel that stretch on the right side, soften the forehead. And yes, you can rest your forearms as well. Breathe. Feel the opening that's happening in your upper body as you're taking those deep breaths of air in. Let's lift up. Walk your hands back to center. We're going to come up on all fours. So bring your knees closer together so that now that they're hip distance apart, okay? You want your knees directly underneath the hips. Hands are still shoulder distance apart, but you want your wrists underneath your shoulders. All right, we're going to loosen ourselves up with just a little bit of cat-cow, okay? Let's start with cow. We're going to breathe in, chin up, shoulders back. Lift that tailbone so you feel the stretch in the tummy. As you exhale, soften the neck. You're going to let your head hang. Press your hands into the mat, round your upper back, and feel that stretch that's happening in the upper back, right there around your shoulder blades. Let's continue to move to the breath, breathing in as you transition into cow. And exhale as you transition into cat. Okay, let's do one more of each. Beautiful. All right, let's come to tabletop. Slide your hands forward, a few inches forward of the shoulders. Soften the neck, uncurl the toes, and let's lift up. Tailbone towards the ceiling, and let's come into downward facing dog. Is this your first downward facing dog of the day? Or have you guys stretched your bodies today? Have you taken a deep breath of air in today? Hopefully, yes, yes, and yes. All right. Let's keep the stretch. Come up onto the ball of your feet. Press the hands into the mat. Lift the tailbone up. Feel the stretch in the back, the arms, the legs. You should feel a stretch everywhere. Soften the neck. Keep rotating the arms so we're opening up the upper shoulder blade area. Relax the muscles in the face. Relax your jaw. And breathe. Let's go ahead and slowly press the heels down to the mat. Even if they don't touch, try to press them down. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet, and let's go ahead and bend the knees enough so that the torso is just resting on the thighs, okay? Place your hands, actually go ahead and grab opposite elbows, soften your neck, let your head just hang. Feel the stretch in the body. We're going to start to straighten the legs. Release the hands. You can rest your fingertips on your mat, or you can rest your hands or fingertips on your shin. Okay? You're going to look straight ahead. Back is straight and flat. Shoulders are pulled back, and you're leaning forward. Feel like your heels are going to lift, but don't really lift them. All of that to help feel that stretch that's happening in the hamstrings. If you lift your tailbone up, you're going to increase the stretch, and you'll feel it maybe from the top of the crease of the knee all the way up to the butt. You might even feel it in the butt, okay? Depending on where you're tight and how hard you're stretching. Take another deep breath in. As you're exhaling, we're going to bend those knees again. Rest the torso on the thighs. Grab opposite elbows. Soften the neck. And breathe. Let's release the hands. I want you to place your hands on your hips, engage your core, and let's lift up. How are we feeling? Hopefully pretty good. We can go ahead and move this blanket out of the way. And let's go ahead and come to the front of our mats. I don't think we're going to use our blocks. Actually, yeah, we are. We are going to use our blocks. So let's have the blocks near us, okay? You can actually go ahead and put the blocks in front of you for now. You can have them on your mat, hip distance apart, okay? And we're going to stand directly behind the blocks so that our feet are hip distance apart as well, all right? Pressing your feet into the mat, I want you to lift your arches and balance on the four corners of your feet. So you should be able to lift all 10 toes, spread your toes wide, and then gently place them down, all right? Feel the energy moving up underneath your feet, up through your legs. So everything is engaged. Your quads are engaged, so your knees are slightly lifted to help the engaging, okay? Even your butt is tight. Your core engaged. Lift all four sides of the torso. Don't stick the ribs out. Soften your ribs, okay? Relax your shoulders. Lengthen your neck. Chin is still parallel to the mat, and feel the energy as it's moving out through the top of your head. And then it recycles. It just keeps going, right? The energy keeps moving. So we're going to place our arms down by our side. Palms are facing forward. You can let your eyes softly close for a moment. Lift those 10 toes again and find your center. Even if you have to rock back and forth for a moment. Okay? Once you feel centered, you're going to place all 10 toes down. Take a deep breath in. Let's lift the arms up. Extended arms in mountain pose. Touch your hands. Look at your hands. Keep the shoulders relaxed and the torso lifted. And let's bring both hands to the heart. And release the hands down by your side. Back to mountain pose. Breathing in, reaching up, extended arms in mountain pose. As you exhale the breath, let's dive it forward. Arms out, lengthen your spine as we come into Uttanasana. You can place your hands on the block, soften your neck, let the head hang. Deep breath in, you're going to lift up halfway as we come into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale the breath, folding forward. Hands just stay on the block. As you breathe in, we're going to lift all the way up. Back to extended arms in mountain pose. Hands touch as you look at them. Bring the hands to the heart. And release them by your side. All right, let's do that again. Deep breath in, reaching up. Utthita Hasta Tadasana. Diving it forward, coming back into Uttanasana. Lifting up to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale the breath, fold into Uttanasana. Breathing in, lift all the way up. Utthita Hasta Tadasana. Anjali Mudra. Tadasana. Let's do that again. Breathing in, reaching up. Exhaling, diving forward, hands on the blocks. Lift up halfway. This time you're going to fold forward. I want you to just, you can actually leave the blocks there. Place your hands down and let's step that left foot back. Left knee down, uncurl the toes, and let's reach the arms up. Dip your hips forward, okay? Lengthen your torso. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle as we come up into a low lunge. You're more than welcome to look up and touch your hands if that feels good, or you can leave them apart. Beautiful. I want you to go ahead and lower the hands to the mat. You're going to lean back, flex the right foot, spread your toes, and feel the stretch that's happening in the hamstring as we come into Ardha Hamananasana. So this is a really good stretch. You should feel this in the hamstrings. You might feel this in the calf as well. Resting on the fingertips. You're looking straight ahead and reaching forward, okay? Reaching forward with the chest, pulling the shoulders back. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and place that right foot down, bend the knee over the ankle, uncurl the toes, straighten the leg, and just step your left foot forward to meet your right. Hands on your blocks, soften the neck, leaning all the way down. Deep breath in, lifting up halfway. Go ahead and place the hands on the hips, and let's lift it all the way up. All right, we're going to release the hands down. Breathing in, let's reach up again, lengthening the torso. Exhaling the breath as you dive it forward, coming back to Uttanasana, hands on the blocks. Lift up halfway. And let's fold forward, hands down, and this time step your right foot back. Right knee down, uncurl the toes, arms up. Really lengthening through that torso. Hands touch if it feels good. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands down. We're going to lean the bottom back so that your hip is over the right knee. Flex that left foot. Look forward. Pull those shoulders back. And breathe, coming back into the half splits. This is a really good stretch. I'm not only feeling it in my leg, but I feel it in the hip area too. All right, let's go ahead and place that left foot flat, bending the knee, uncurl the toes, straighten the leg, step forward, lift up halfway, fold it forward, softening that neck again. Hands on your hips, and let's just lift it all the way up. Release the hands down by your side. All right. We're going to do it one more time. Let's breathe in, reach up. Hands touch. Exhale, diving it forward, lengthening the spine, hands on the blocks. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it forward. Lifting all the way up. Utthita Hasta Tadasana. Anjali Mudra, Tadasana. Okay, So now we're going to do a little bit more with the split part, okay? Let's go ahead and go back to the left side. So let's lift the arms up, extended arms in mountain pose. Go ahead and just dive it forward, hands on your blocks. Step that left foot back, bend the knee, uncurl the toes. This time bring the blocks with you. Lean back, straighten that right leg, flex the foot. So you are more than welcome to rest here on your fingertips, okay? This is a serious stretch that is happening. So if this is good enough for you, then please just stay here, okay? Ardha Hamananasana. For those of you who would like to join me into Hamananasana, because Ardha means half, okay? So half split, which is what this is. I'm going to try to move into the full split. So I'm going to use my blocks because I'm doing this supported. And as you see, I'm just scooting my left foot back. You see that? And how it's just sliding down on with my knee. Now, when you're doing the splits, it's important to keep the hips level. Just because the right leg is forward, the right hip wants to move forward too. I'm going to move the hip back so that my hips are level and my split looks even, if that makes sense. Okay? All right, guys, this is as far down as I can go now. Don't go past your edge, right? You go past the edge, you fall off the cliff. We don't want to fall. Man, I've done it before, and it hurts. It hurts to overstretch. It takes months to heal, and it's just not worth it. So take your time. If it hurts too much, don't do it. You should just feel a stretch happening, okay? This is a gradual thing. You don't just drop into the splits. It takes time. You got to slowly stretch the muscle out, okay? And you got to do it often. Got to do it often. All right, so as you can see, my right thigh is almost down. I'm so close. I can feel it, guys. Okay, so I'm about to transition out of this pose. Coming out, it's a little bit challenging. What I do is I just slide my right heel back, and I come all the way back. Okay, hands off the blocks. I'm going to lift up and come back into downward facing dog. And when you do this, you're going to feel a little bit wacky because one leg feels longer than the other because of how we just stretched the right leg. Let's do the other side. Bend the knees, step forward, bring your blocks back to the front. Just place your hands on the blocks and then place the hands on the hips. And let's lift all the way up. All right, one more side. Reaching up, extended arms in mountain pose. Exhaling as you're diving it forward. Coming back to Uttanasana, hands on the blocks. Lift up halfway. And this time, let's step the right foot back. Right knee is down, uncurl the toes. Shift back, straighten that left leg on your fingertips. Remember, flex the foot, right? Shoulders relaxed. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now already, this side is a tighter side for me. I can feel my whole leg is locked up from the hip all the way down to the Achilles. So I can definitely not get down as close as I could with the right side. But we're going to try and see how I do, okay? So for those of you who need to stay here, please do so. This is good enough of a stretch for you. Do that. If you'd like to increase, grab your blocks. And same thing, I'm going to slide my right foot back. And that kind of lets my right knee go back. Pulling my left hip back. And this is it. This is as far as I can go on this side. Breathing in. Relaxing the muscles in the face. A lot of times when we're in these poses that are not very comfortable to us, our facial expressions change. We might start to frown and not look very pleasant, right? Try to keep the smile on your face. Look at this as play. All right. We're going to stay here a moment longer. So it's also very easy to shift forward when you're in this pose. You want to make sure your torso is up, your shoulders are back, okay? Instead of rounding forward and trying to bring those shoulders up near your ears. All right, let's come out of this pose, taking my left leg all the way back. Now I'm putting the blocks to the side. Lifting up to my last downward facing dog of the day. How does that feel? Legs feel good. You can come up onto the ball of your feet again. Lift the tailbone up. Feel the stretch happening in the legs now. They feel much looser, not as tight when we began. Feels good. All right, heels together, knees down, toes uncurl. Sit back, tailbone towards your heels as we come back into child's pose. Rotating those arms again, opening up, creating space for those shoulder blades. Beautiful. Let's lift ourselves up. How much time do we have? Oh, look at that. We've got time to do a wide-legged stretch. Let's do it. All right, have a seat on your bottom. And let us wide leg stretch. Okay? You can have your legs at a V shape if you'd like. Let's grab a bolster or two. Oh yeah. And a blanket. You can fold the blanket up. Okay, so feet are flexed, pushing through the heels, bringing the toes towards you. Okay? Pressing the sit bones into the mat. All right? Knees pointing towards the ceiling. Don't roll the legs in or out. Try to keep them up. We're going to just walk the hands forward. Right now I have my right cheek on the blanket. And I'm feeling a serious stretch happening in my inner thighs. You don't have to lean all the way down, chest to the mat, right? It's really not about that. It's about how much forward you're leaning. You know, that dictates how hard of a stretch you're doing, right? If I sit up, I'm not stretching as much, but the more forward I'm leaning, the more I'm feeling the stretch happening, the more I'm feeling the opening in the thighs, right? So we're going to continue to rotate the legs in whatever direction you need to rotate them to make sure your knees stay pointing up towards the ceiling. If you're, whatever cheek you're on, go ahead and rotate, change sides. Feels good. All right, let's Let's lift ourselves up. You can just walk your hands back. That was relaxing. Okay, we're going to move the bolster, the blankets to the side, the blocks. Okay, hands underneath the knees, and go ahead and use the hands to bring the legs together. You can extend your legs in front of you and just kind of bend opposite knees as you're moving your hips from side to side, just to help loosen yourself up a little bit more. All right, feels good. So now we're going to get ready to do the open gate pose, but I invite you to use your blanket just for a little bit of padding. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but like I said, just for a little bit of padding, it feels good. So I'm placing my blanket vertically on my mat. I'm going to face you, lovely people. Okay, so on the knees, and knees are hip distance apart. All right, I'm starting with my right leg. If you would like to mirror me, you're more than welcome to. You would start with your left leg out to the side. Left toes are pointing out to the front of your mat, okay? So the leg is straight, the hip is open, your right knee is pointing straight ahead, okay? You're gonna take your left hand, place it on the leg, lift the right arm up. Deep breath in as you lengthen the torso and relax the shoulders. We don't want to do any of this, okay? That even feels uncomfortable. Relax those shoulders. Let's lean to the left. Feel the stretch that is happening on the side of your torso. Feels really good. Left hand is just sliding down the foot. Shoulders relaxed. And breathing. All right, let's go ahead and lift ourselves all the way up. And we're going to do the other side. Bending the left leg in, taking the right leg out. Right hand on the leg. And you can flex your foot or you can place your foot flat. Whatever feels good to you. I like my foot flat, okay? Lifting that left arm up. Deep breath in, lengthening the torso, and as you exhale, leaning the other way. Feel the stretch. Continue to breathe. Soften the neck. Don't try to hold it up. Relax the muscles in the face. And let's lift it up. Bring the knee in. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and have a seat. Blanket to the side. And slide forward. We're going to do a little bit of core work, okay? Just a little bit. Feet hip distance apart. Slide your bottom as close to your heels as possible. Okay? You can extend your arms forward. Keep the shoulders back. Don't try to reach like that. All right? You can come up onto your tippy toes. You can bend the knees. Or you can straighten the legs. Continue to breathe. Continue to reach forward. And let's slowly lower down. Engage your core. Keep breathing. Take your time. If you shake, it's okay. Muscle developing. Almost done. Feeling good. All right, let's bend both knees, feet flat on the mat, hip distance apart. Go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex the foot. This is a modification of thread the needle, okay? You're laying down evenly on those shoulder blades. Your hands, you can do whatever feels good. They can come out, arms out to the T, palms up or down, hands on the belly. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. You are more than welcome to stay in this pose, or you can deepen the stretch by bending the left knee into the chest, grabbing a hold either underneath the knee or on top. As we come into the full pose of thread the needle, make sure you continue to flex that right foot as much as you can. Keep breathing, deep breaths in through the nose. Out through the nose or the mouth. From here, let's go ahead and release this left leg, but I want you to straighten it, okay? Keep that right foot flexed. Grab a hold wherever you can. As you see, I'm grabbing my calf. I'm even going to work my hands up towards my ankles. Wherever you can grab is where I want you to grab. Be careful with this pose. I feel my sacrum kind of lifting up. I want you to keep your sacrum flat on the mat. It's more about stretching the legs and the hip, not lifting the back. Okay, so both feet are going to be flexed, and you're slowly bringing that left leg towards you. Take your time. Continue to breathe through it. Don't lift your head. Keep the shoulder blades flat on the mat, and just breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's release the leg and go ahead and bend the knee, foot flat, uncross, and let's do the other side. That left ankle over the right thigh. Flex the left foot, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. If this is good enough of a stretch for you, you're more than welcome to stay here. If you'd like to increase that stretch, let's bend the right knee into the chest, grabbing a hold where you can comfortably. You can relax the right foot. Just make sure you're flexing the left one. And notice the difference in sides. Are you more flexible on this side? Maybe more flexible on the other side. You can release the leg, straighten the leg, flex the foot, grab a hold wherever you can, and slowly bring the leg towards you. If this is good enough, then stop it good enough, okay? Don't overstretch. Remember, don't go past your edge, right? This is a really good stretch. Hopefully you're able to do this at home also, and hopefully you're feeling it. Alright, I'm going to release the leg, bend the knee, both feet down. Yes, that felt very, very good. A few more minutes. Let's Let's grab the strap, guys. Grab the strap. Let's go ahead and bend the left knee into the chest. Place the strap around the ball of the foot. Straighten the leg. Go ahead and extend that right leg, flexing the foot, and remember, knee pointing towards the ceiling, okay? Gently pull this left leg towards you. Feel the stretch happening in the hamstrings again. Shift so that your left hip is forward and level with your right, okay? Let's switch hands. Take your left arm out to a T and just gently cross over with the left leg. Here is good enough. You don't have to go all the way over. We're trying to stay flat on our backs, and you should feel a nice stretch happening maybe from the hip area, maybe the side of the thigh, depending on how tight you are, or where the tightness is for you, or where the flexibility is for you. You're going to feel it in a different place, or maybe the same place. It just depends. Everybody's different, so the general area, you should feel the stretching in the leg. Okay. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and bring that left foot to center. Bend the knee, left foot flat, right knee into the chest, strap around the ball of the foot, holding the strap in the right hand, extending that left leg, flexing the foot. All right, so already shifting that right hip forward to be level with now the left side, okay? And then bringing the right leg towards me so that I'm feeling the stretch happening in the hamstring. Again, we are opening up these hamstrings, guys, stretching them, right? When the hamstrings are tight, the butt is tight, the back is tight, it's no good. Loosen it up, the back won't be as tight, butt's not as tight. Life is better. It just feels better. All right, release the stretch, strap in the left hand, right arm out, and gently pull this right leg over. Should feel good. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to center. Bend the knee, remove the strap. Feet flat on the mat. Let's bring both knees into the chest. Grab a hold of your shin for a moment. Really bring the knees in. Lift the head up. Round yourself into a little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Lower the head. Feet in the air, knees bent, grabbing the outer foot or feet. Bend the knees. You can rock side to side if it feels good to you. Or just be still. Happy baby. All right, let's stop being happy babies. Let's go ahead and release your feet, knees bent, and let's rock ourselves up to a seated position. So I am grabbing my blanket again, and we're going to end class the same way we started, sitting facing one another. So I'm going to fold my blanket and have a seat on top of that. Remember, your blanket is so your hips are higher than your knees, okay? Once that's happening, whatever position you'd like to sit in is how I'd want you to sit. I'm sitting in double pigeon, okay? If this is comfortable for you, great, do that. If you want to sit in Sukhasana, do that, okay? If you want to sit in lotus, you can do that. Whatever position is good for you, okay? So, once you're situated, press those sit bones into the blanket. Connect, right? Push down. pushing down. All right, as you're pushing down, torso is lifting up. Not lifting up to the point where you're sticking your ribs and chest out, but just lengthening yourself, right? All right, shoulders are relaxed. You can place your hands wherever it feels good. Okay, I want you to let your eyes softly close. And just take a moment to relax yourselves. Not to the point where you're slouching or arching your back, though. You're still able to hold yourself up. When I say relax yourself, I mean let go of any tension in your muscles. And we're going to let go of all thought, all intention, no longer focusing on our breathing. We'll stay here just for a moment. Let's bring both hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you're exhaling, bow your head. Honor yourself. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. Always be proud of yourself when you do that, whether you're there for a moment, for many moments. Any time you can take for yourself on your mat is a huge accomplishment. I hope you are left feeling more grounded, connected, and aligned. All right, let's lift up. Namaste. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed class today. I will see you tomorrow. Different time, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think maybe I should start announcing this UTC time. But anyways, for now, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah. Sending you love. Hope you can feel it. All right. Have an amazing rest of your evening. Namaste.